Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Netflix Review 2. We are going to talk about today Netflix's Marvel's Daredevil.
When I was a kid, I used to dream what it would be like to live somewhere far away from Hell's Kitchen. But I realized the city was a part of me.
Good and evil. Sometimes the difference between the two is a sharp line.
We're gonna make a difference. I know it doesn't feel like it sometimes, but we are.
You're blind, but you see so much. What are you gonna do?
Whatever it takes.
My city a better place.
No, we are not talking about the obnoxious, unfitting, godly, awful, to put in short, Ben Affleck's version of Daredevil. So scratch that off your I don't want to see that list, because what we're talking about is Charlie Cox on Netflix, who plays the role of, by night, Daredevil, by day, the lawyer of Hell's Kitchen. So not only do you get a taste and justice for Matt Murdock and his multi-sense capability, powers, unrefined for season one, yes. Gets better, yes. But him prowling through the streets at night, stopping crime for the justice that he believes in, is probably the best way to describe him at this point in time. Knowing that this is the beginning of the journey, so to speak, and it's crazy. So I mean, it's crazy. It's a ride. It's a jump from building to building, and it's very enjoyable whether you're a hero fan or not. And that's probably one of the biggest statements to even say about something like this. So I think you guys, not only myself, would love it. If you haven't seen it already, you probably have. It's been 3 years since it's been out, 3+ years, give or take. That being the first season. But Charlie Cox, it has Rosario Dawson, plays Claire Temple, nurse that helps him out throughout the 13-episode season. You also have Matt Murdock's best friend, who is Foggy Nelson, and their law firm that they are both affiliated with. They try to rise that law firm up and coming into one of the greater ones. Nelson and Murdock is the firm name itself. So when Daredevil is not busting cheeks and clapping people's heads open with his duo sticks and nice combat moves all over the place, you are definitely getting a pretty witty and intelligent lawyer that is one of the best, if not to be one of the best. We all know how that turns out, or at least those superhero Marvel moviegoers like myself, maybe like some of you, if you are not too minimalized in the knowledge of the area. Fisk, being the Kingpin, is pretty much season one's main villain, and they nailed that on the head with the hammer by far. So to get a character like that, to get that casting right, it's definitely a slam dunk. So I love that. I love the casting choice there. It was very, very great. Daredevil season one was, honestly, I'm just gonna even step into the opinion here. It was awesome, and I have friends that have seen it. I know people that are more so here and there and have seen it. So it's definitely a multi-universe type of show that anybody can enjoy, whether you like heroes, whether you don't, whether you like the crime aspect and you just like the great action, the stunts, the choreography. They were on point. They definitely did a wonderful, wonderful job there. It's one of the best shows on Netflix. So this being a Netflix Tube review, being one of my playlists, I do have other shows on here as well, but with this specific one, this probably topples most Netflix shows and or movies so far. And again, this has already been out for a few years, so I think Netflix definitely has to step up their game with some new things coming out. The season one, this is kind of a stepping stone for season 2 and season 3, we hope. I've seen all 3 seasons. There are 3 seasons, just so you guys know. This is kind of a post-term review, but definitely get into the fact that we are well beyond the fact that we can create new content. We can develop into new grounds of hero shows. Season 1 focused more on the becoming of Daredevil. And my favorite part towards the end is when he gets that suit. That suit is so smooth and sleek. No, it's not the accurate representation like in the comics, but it's close enough. It's just a little bit of a twist, and it's its own originality. And that's what you gotta love about it. Because if you don't, I don't know really what to say too much for you. But the main point is here, great choreography, great action, great jokes here and there, and the characters are so likable. They have it's like it's nothing that you can't relate to. There's always a character in the show that you feel like you can make a connection with, and that's what I feel like they did a really good job. And the casting was on point too. I wouldn't argue too much that there should have been a character that would have been better off with someone else. Regarding the casting field inside of the production. But honestly, it's a good series, and it has something to offer for everybody, and I really believe that this is a show that, starting in season 1 beyond, it goes into a big old field of action, and the stunts in it and the storytelling. You get some flashbacks here and there that provide in-depth analysis of each character, or at least Matt Murdock, so to speak, because he is the main character of the show, hence Daredevil. But for those of you guys that want to check it out, I advise it. I recommend it. He becomes something greater, and he develops his skills more and more and more, and he gets more tools and knowledge and intelligence, whether it's like his physical or his physique, or gaining information, whether it's in the form of a lawyer or punishing people, being Daredevil, and amplifying his ultimate senses. That is what this show is about. That is how he gets into his main role, and we love that. His senses that he has from the accident that he had when he was younger, which is maybe like a power, not so much like a power, because he knows in a crime fight he learned from a mentor named Stick, and that's just it's crazy. There's so much that goes into it, and if you guys watch it, if you guys have already watched it, let me know what you guys think. But for those of you who have watched it, it's pretty safe to assume that you already know as much as I do, and if not more. But the thing is, there's always that heroism of intelligence that once you watch it, you kind of acquire a little bit more of it. So yeah, that's kind of what I have to say about it. Overall, I want to say, we got to give this an A. The stunts, the choreography, the casting, the setting, being in Hell's Kitchen, the transitioning from scene to scene is not realistic. It doesn't not make sense. It's something that, in New York City, you would very much find these transitions to go by, or Hell's Kitchen to be exact, because that's kind of where they are mainly at, and that's just how Daredevil goes regarding it, even in the comics, the shows, the shitty movie that we had with Ben Affleck. So it's all the same, it's all relevant, they're staying on track with it. So that's nothing that's can't be underlined, right? And on top of that, the relationships that people build, like Karen and Foggy and Matt, they all have a nice relationship at some point in time that connect the dots. And Claire always seems to be at the right place at the right time to help Matt out when he gets injured or is in trouble, or even though there's even flustered moments from like in a time span from here and there, based on the fact that, hey, the less you know, the more safe you are. But I got to do my job to beat the crap out of you and also stop the bad guy. And Wilson Fisk has taken over the city, and he's trying to turn everybody against them. And little do they know that using your lawyer abilities mixed with, your senses will be the ultimate solution to stopping Wilson Fisk. Sounds easy, but definitely very, very tricky. And like I said, if you haven't seen it, go watch what I'm talking about. So, you know, again, thank you guys for watching this review. Kind of brief, but semi in depth. If you know a little bit of a thing or two about a little bit of crime scene stuff mixed with some action-packed, you know, mumbo gumbo. Like it up, subscribe, thumbs up, flex it out, whatever you guys do in all things justice. I appreciate it, and I will catch you guys on the next review for Daredevil Season 2. And have a great one and stay safe out there.